And it's like a whole thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to do that. Hey everyone, and welcome in or welcome back to my channel. I'm Passion for those of you who do not know me. Today's video is going to be all about finding motivation in 2020. It's a new year and it's a new decade, so I know that a ton of you have goals, resolutions, aspirations that you want to achieve in the new year. I'm going to give you some tips on how to keep motivated when you are on that journey to achieving your goals. So if you want to see those tips, definitely stay tuned. Starting with tip number 1, envision the life that you want and the person that you want to become. This is going to kind of serve as the framework for what you really should be focusing on. This is really going to get you to zero in on what's important in terms of your goals and setting your goals. So definitely envision all aspects of the life that you want. Where do you live? Who's in your life? What are your finances like? What are your personal relationships like? Where do you work? How is your day structured? All that good stuff. Definitely just envision it, just your wildest dreams. Envision it where you want to be, the life that you want. Tip number 2, find small things that you can change immediately. So I think that we too often get caught up in like, oh, I'm just gonna wait until Monday, the start of the week, or I'm gonna wait until the start of the year or the start of the month or a new season or whatever. No, that is literally just giving yourself excuses to continue on the path that you're already on. So find things that you can literally start either like right now or tomorrow. These would be like really tiny things. So say that one of your top goals is to live a healthy lifestyle, right? Well, if your lifestyle right now isn't the healthiest, it's going to be kind of difficult for you to just go cold turkey. If that's something you want to do, fine, go ahead. But I would recommend actionable steps that you can take that are kind of on the smaller side. So maybe going off with a healthy lifestyle instead of just going cold turkey, maybe choosing to have one healthy meal a day. You're not trying to change your whole lifestyle in just one day overnight, right? Instead, you're just making a small change. So that's tip number 2, is to find small things that you can change immediately. So tip number 3 is to stop giving yourself anxiety about all the things that you have to accomplish and how you're going to accomplish them. So for example, whenever I have to do laundry or I really need to clean my room or whatever, I literally get so worked up about it to where I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I have to do laundry. That means that I have to get my laundry basket, I have to sort through my clothes, make different piles, then I actually have to like wash them, move them to the dryer, then I have to fold them and put them away. And it's like a whole thing. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to do that. When I should really kind of be like shifting that mindset, right? And thinking about the outcome of it instead. So instead of thinking about all the work that has to go into that thing, I need to think about, okay, so how am I gonna feel once I finish my laundry, finish cleaning? I'm honestly gonna feel really relieved, really relaxed, and my mind's gonna be clearer because my environment is clearer, and I'm gonna feel really great that I have a ton of clean clothes now and I don't have to worry about it. So that's tip number 3, is to stop giving yourself anxiety about the things that you have to do and just kind of just get up and do them and focus on the end result instead of the process. Tip number 4 is to create a to-do list, and it kind of helps the previous step of not having anxiety or not making yourself anxious about the things that you have to do. With writing a to-do list, you also want to focus on what you're putting down when you're writing your to-do list, like how you're phrasing things and where you're keeping your to-do list. When you're writing your list, try writing your to-do list as if you have already accomplished the things that are on there. Switch your mindset into a positive thing as if you have already accomplished it, and write, I went to the gym today. It kind of like tricks your brain into thinking you've already accomplished it. And for me, it kind of awakens something in me, like, I went to the gym. It's kind of like I made a promise to myself that no, by the end of the day, like, this will be true. So let me go ahead and make this true. The next thing with your to-do list is physically write it down. And by that, I mean pen to paper. Digital things are great, and you can still make a digital copy of your to-do list, but you definitely want to physically write it down. It's something, for me, it makes it realer if I actually write it down pen to paper. With that, you also want to keep your to-do list in a place where you will see it pretty much all day, every day. Next tip is going to be to keep your list small and realistic. So on my list, I have about 3 to 5 things. 5 is the max of what I'm going to do in a day on my list, just because we all have a limited amount of time in the day, and because I just want to keep the list doable. Just find something that kind of works for you. If they're smaller tasks, then maybe you can get away with doing more, but usually on my list, I put things that take a good amount of time to get them done on the list. So 3 to 5 is usually a sweet spot for me. You are going to get tired, so you want to have enough things on your list to where it takes a decent amount of time, but you're also going to be able to give it your best, and that is important. The next tip is to find something that gets you out of bed in the morning and a way to reward yourself. So with finding something that gets you out of bed, that can be like anything for you to look forward to, that when your alarm goes off, you're like, okay, well, at least I get this, right? So that could be a cup of coffee, that could be a long shower, that could be a morning routine that you have created. Whatever it is, find something that makes you actually want to get out of bed when your alarm goes off. Also, you want to find a way to reward yourself after you have accomplished your tasks. Today I posted on my blog, right? And that was one of the things that was on my to-do list. So a way to reward myself, maybe I can watch Real Housewives. But anything like that, find a way to reward yourself, because that'll actually keep you pushing forward. Next tip is to plan for missteps and don't get down on yourself. Everyone has a day where they just can't do it. They have a to-do list, they have things to do, but it's just like, I can't. Maybe your body needs to rest, maybe things came up, I don't know. But if you have these accomplishments and these goals that you really, really want, don't beat yourself up about falling off. Just make sure that you immediately just go back into it. So say that you wanted to eat healthy, right? And you have been doing so well, but you had like a big bowl of pasta for lunch. Okay, maybe not the best thing, but it's also like not terrible. It's not the end of the world that you had a bowl of pasta. Your body's probably telling you just need it. So instead of just being like, oh my God, I'm like a failure, yada, 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 yada. Instead of doing all that, just be like, okay, well, I had a bowl of pasta. Cool. For dinner, I'll eat healthy. I'll have a nice big salad. I'll have something healthy. So just don't beat yourself up about it. It's going to happen where some days you're just not gonna feel it, but that's okay. And this actually goes into my next step of knowing your why. So this kind of goes back to tip number 1, where I had you envision the life that you want. Knowing your why is also important. You need something that you're so passionate about and that just lights a fire under you, that you're just like, I need to do this, I need to do that, like no matter how I feel and get up out this bed. Like, your why is literally going to help you pretty much do anything. Say you have your why and you're still not accomplishing things. That just means your why isn't big enough. You need to dig deeper, because your why is going to be so big and so just like insanely great that you're gonna wanna go out and do things and accomplish things and be the best version of yourself, so that the life you envision and the person that you envision actually becomes true. Why are you working? Like, why are you working towards this goal? Know your why. It's literally your purpose for all of this. And if it's deep enough and ingrained in you enough, you'll be motivated to do pretty much anything. Last tip is going to be for you to remember how it feels when you accomplish things. So when you cross something off your to-do list, or you finally post that YouTube video, or you write your blog post and you actually publish it, remember what that feels like to be done with it and see the final result. Just remember that feeling. That feeling honestly is like, it's like no other. If you go to the gym and you work out, you always have a high after you work out and you're just like, oh my God, I feel so great. Like, oh my goodness, that was amazing. I pushed myself. I did things I didn't even think I could do. Like, it just turns into a whole thing. So remember how you felt when you accomplished the things that you set out to do. One of the ways that you can do that is to keep a journal. At the end of the day, write out everything that you accomplished. And from that, when you're lacking motivation, you can go back and look into that journal, look into that entry, and maybe you are having a hard time getting to the gym, but just seeing how you felt and just remembering that, it'll push you. It'll push you to get up and actually like go do the thing and start the thing, because honestly, the hardest part is just starting. Guys, so those were a couple of my tips to help you find your motivation in 2020. I hope that they help you, and I hope you give some of them a try. If you do, or you have any tips of your own that you want to share, leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, definitely make sure to give it a thumbs up if you're working towards your goals for 2020 and the new decade and the new year. Give this video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe down below and hit the bell notification. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.